Hey there guys, it's Joe, Sloppy Joe Shred Shack, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Sterling Axis Sub-Series. Let's hear what this thing sounds like. Well, anyways, welcome back to the Shred Shack. If you haven't seen my face before, my name is Joe. It's very nice to have you. Now, I'm going to have you do all the cringy YouTuber stuff. Now, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That helps the algorithm, so that helps you get more guitar-related content, and it helps me want to make more videos. Honestly, it really seriously helps out the morale issue. So help me so you can help yourself. Now, also, I want to thank Bruce from Good Times Music for letting me steal this little thing off the shelf as per usual. Thank you, Bruce. And you know what? At the time of recording this video, this thing is still for sale. So if you stop in at Good Times, the Midwest's most attractive music store, you are definitely going to be able to pick this up there and see some attractive things. But anyways, we are gonna whip the specs out as I see them here real quick. So we're gonna start from the bottom, we're gonna work our way up. We have a poplar body, and then we have a maple veneer, and what looks like, now you can see this wood binding. I still believe that is poplar here. I don't think this is a maple cap. That would be weird for it to be a maple cap, I'll be honest, but it looks really pretty and it gives the illusion of a maple cap. Honestly, I love the way that natural wood bindings look. I mean, as you can see on my Suhr back here, it looks beautiful. It looks super classy. It looks custom shop kind of stuff. You have a trem system here that's like a Sterling kind of thing. A lot of cool stuff in here that I kind of figured out real quick when I was just goofing around. More to come on that in the actual one I'm talking about it. It's got 6 block little saddles here. It's got the bar. Now you're gonna see it's like the old school style of trem system. So you need to put a tension spring in there if you want it to like stay in place. So, but I'll have links to that in the description box below. That's a super easy fix. It's got a tone, a volume, a 5-way selector. So on that note, it is a humbucker. I think, I'm 90% sure it's the inner coils in position 2. Both humbuckers in full in the middle, outside coils in the 4th position, and the neck humbucker in the 5th position. All right, so on that note, they are like a zebra pickups, as you can tell. It's got 22 medium jumbo frets. Now, it seems like every company has like their own style of fret. I don't know. I could be completely wrong there. But they're supposed to be medium jumbo, but they look very similar to like Fender's like narrow tall frets. I'm gonna see if I can try to capture that on camera here. It just keeps focusing on me. There we go. But it's like, they look like the narrow tall frets. So they're tall, but they're not very fat like a jumbo fret typically is. So it's they're really comfortable to play. The taller the fret, in my opinion, the better, because when you have a tall fret, you're able to do a vibrato more easily. I say that in almost every video. So, and you can see like my fingertips aren't touching the wood, and it just makes it effortless at that point. Then we got, you know, normal nut situation going on there. We have a 4x2 headstock. Now that's cool. The next thing you're gonna notice is it's a straight string pull here. The strings aren't going in weird directions, causing extra tension on the nut. Good for tuning stability. Now, on that note, you have the back of the headstock, which are just sealed like tuners for, you know, it just import tuners there. So made in Indonesia. As you can tell, you have a maple neck, maple fretboard right there. Now, another cool little feature, especially at this price point, is this this little neck heel here. That's pretty sweet. I like that. That looks really, it looks good, and it's really comfortable, as you can tell right there. I mean, to me, neck heels don't really matter, but to a lot of people they do. Next thing on this neck here, this is an asymmetrical neck. So what that means is that the apex of the neck isn't just in the middle the whole time. It kind of shifts. I don't really know how to explain it. And honestly, I didn't know about this little feature on this guitar until I actually picked it up and played it for like at least a half hour, and I was like, God, the neck feels good. Why? Oh, and then I was like, it doesn't feel like a normal neck, and I looked it up. It's an asymmetrical neck. That's awesome at this price point. That's like custom shop stuff, so that's pretty cool. So asymmetrical neck there. You got the fun neck heel, and then on the back side here, it's just black with the covers. So that's pretty much all the specs here. So what do I think about this instrument? This thing rips, dude. This is one of my favorite guitars I have ever got to get in a studio that's at like a super affordable price point. I love this thing. Like, would I go out and buy it for myself? At this point, no, because I have too much nice stuff. But like, if this isn't going from a beginner guitar to, this is intermediate guitar for sure. And at that, best bang for your buck for an intermediate guitar. You're not paying $900. Like, this is nice. And honestly, I think there's a few steps above this that aren't that expensive. This thing is really, really good. The pickups sounded great for this price point. The last like 5 guitars, I think it feels like I've had, like all the pickups have kind of sucked, you know? So they weren't bad. There was always like 1 or 2 positions that sounded good, but this sounds good in every position. There wasn't anything that I was able to not do. The cool thing is that, like, in this guitar, I didn't go and set it up. This is just from the store. I could raise these pickups even further, and I'd get like that bite that I'm personally looking for. So they sound really, really good, and I think there's a lot of potential here if you did some adjusting. So 10 out of 10 on that. I love the split coil positions in 4 and 2. They sound really, really good. I think you could gig and record with this guitar right out of the box with no mods, if I'm being completely honest with you. So I like that. Now the cool thing is that you're gonna see on the bridge here, the saddles, I'm gonna see if I can get it to focus on this. Okay, you're gonna see that the saddles still have a lot of real estate to go down, so you could drop these saddles and raise this bridge up and make it a floating bridge. Things I like about that: 1, I like floating bridges. I'm a tremolo guy. I like playing with the tremolo. But the weird thing is that you're gonna see that there's this little lip on this trem system. If it's floating, you actually have real estate to push down on it, so you don't need the bar. And if you just want to do a little bit of vibrato, but then you always see those guitar players that do that kind of thing where they're lifting up and like dive bombing. You could do that with this so easily. So you can utilize this trem system without the bar. I didn't realize that. I always thought that these bridges were ugly, but now I get it. And I was like, that's kind of ingenious. And I felt really dumb for dogging on this thing for so long. So yeah, that's a cool little feature there too. But again, like I was saying, this asymmetrical neck is awesome. So I don't know the specifics on it. So go look that up. Go look at other YouTube videos that are a lot more nerdy than I am. You're gonna be able to find some cool stuff there. But on the back side of the neck, I don't know. I'm gonna try to catch this on camera. I don't think I can. I'm really gonna try here though. But like, let's see if I can do it. But the apex isn't in the middle. It's like flatter on certain sides, and it kind of like, you could feel like on this part of the neck is super flat on the low part. Actually, it's pretty much the whole way. So it's like thicker on the bass side and thinner on the shreddy bitty side. So I like that. That's really cool. Really unique, and I'm surprised that more companies don't do that. It's not much R&D that needs to go into that. So anyways, it's really all I have to say about this guitar. It's really, really good. Excellent intermediate guitar. Like, I found myself, this is the first guitar that I had in the studio in a long time where I just went to just playing, and like I wasn't fighting it, I wasn't trying to figure out the guitar. It felt really natural. The neck feels good, there's no jutting frets, the pickups sound good at this price point. Like, you're not getting a $300 set of pickups in this thing, but they're definitely not bad. And I think they're Alnico pickups, so I'm a little bit partial to Alnico, so I like them. But you're gonna hear a lot of like articulation and string separation, which is really, really good. So you don't have to replace these pickups if you don't want to. If you want to, go all nuts. You can go ham if you want, dude. But you do not absolutely have to do that at all. But what I did notice is that the playability is just out of this world, where it's like effortless to play. I remember back in the day when you bought like an intermediate or like a student or like beginner guitar, and they were terrible. Like they didn't play for stuff. I can swear, but I try to keep it clean for the kids, you know what I'm saying? Don't need their moms and dads yelling at them. But this thing plays like well above its price point. This is playing in like the $900 guitar price point for sure on that. But anyways, we're gonna hear what this thing sounds like. So I'm gonna be running this in to my Soldano Astro-20 in the effects loop. I'm gonna have my Line 6 Helix just for a little bit of reverb and a little bit of boost. And how the tone demo is gonna work is gonna be my normal stuff, all 5 pickup positions clean, overdrive, rhythm, but then I'm also gonna add a lead section, but I'm also gonna add a like chuggy metal section, because what I found out is that this thing can definitely do the metal thing pretty well. So now, guys, I don't do that modern metalcore stuff. I'm definitely like an old school thrash and punk guy, so I'm not gonna get stupid with it. This is gonna be a little bit more old school, and I'm sorry in advance. But anyways, guys, let's hear what this thing sounds like. All right, so anyways, that is what the Sterling Axis sub-series sounds like. It's really cool. I like it. Honestly, I don't really have much more to say about it. Would I recommend this to a family or a friend? Absolutely. Do I think that it needs a setup? Sure, every guitar does, but this is probably one of my most favorite guitars that I don't own, that's super cheap, that came to my studio that I like. So I'm gonna rate this thing a solid 8.5 out of 10. There's probably the highest score that I've given in a while for an affordable guitar. I like the little lip on the trem, so if you wanna, you know, take the bar out and do some tremolo work that way, you can. I like the straight, you know, the 4x6 headstock with the straight inline like string tree thing. I love the asymmetrical neck, and I love that neck heel, and the pickups are good. Like, this is a solid guitar. Honestly, like, you don't need anything more than this. This is a good intermediate guitar that could last you for a long time. So anyways, guys, if you like what you're seeing here, definitely click subscribe, smash that bell notification, follow me in all the upcoming videos. When you do that, you help yourself because you're helping me, and you're gonna get more guitar related content because you're helping the algorithm. And again, thanks to Bruce from Good Times Music. But guys, the only thing you can do in life is just keep on trying. Sometimes life kicks you down, you gotta keep getting back up. And sometimes, which is probably my biggest pet peeve, sometimes you gotta do something more than once. And you know what? If you gotta do it a few times, you're just gonna perfect it. So guys, if you have to, you know, in my case, record a video 3 times in a row sometimes, it's okay. You're just gonna get big. You're gonna be so much better on that 3rd run. But anyways, guys, keep that in your head. Every time you practice, keep that in your mind's eye, keep that in your fingers. Every time you play that next note, it's gonna be okay because you were already there before. Anyways, guys, later.